Hey y'all, Kerry here. So I hope everyone's having a great day. Um, right now it is almost 4 p.m. I've been in my studio since 10:30 this morning, and this has been a day. So let me just tell you what I'm doing. So I was asked to join a collaboration for the 12 by 12 Junk Journal Challenge 2025. It is hosted by Dawn, and her channel is Scrapbook Sage. There's 11 of us total, and I don't know them all off the top of my head, but they will be in the description box. But I just want you to see, let me see if I just can, you see how bent that needle is? That's been my day. It was straight when I started. So, needless to say, I've already attached the signatures together. So it's going to be a hidden spine, and that's going to go on the outside. But it's going to be a wedding journal. And she gave me, the woman that ordered it gave me this here, and the main colors of the wedding, like the accents were yellow and blue. And I do have some flowers, but I'm not at that point yet to show you those. But because this is not exactly white, I need to cover this here. This actually was a photo album that I found years ago in a thrift store, and I took it apart for the pages. And so this is what the inside looks like now. And my time, right? The time that I've been having today started with this here, because this is not flat. It is a curved spine. And just because the way the outside cover itself is, I wanted to have a hidden spine. And so the inside was super white, and so I just took some cardstock and I coffee dyed it, and I sewed around the edges and I glued that in. And this centerpiece is a completely different piece. It's a separate piece from these two, because I didn't have a piece of paper that was long enough to span the whole thing. And I didn't like the way it was looking. And so this color that you're seeing here is actually this here, walnut stain. I had done the edges with the walnut stain, but I wasn't liking how it looked. And so this, since this is an oxide, when I glued this down, the oxide started to change color. So I will probably take a brush and go over that later. But this here is the signature. And I had made the spine already, right? And how I made that was I took a piece of manila folder and I measured this here, and then I measured the inside of the spine here, and then I cut it to size. And I have 3 signatures, and I covered this manila folder in the same fabric here, which is this here that's going on the outside. And the time I was having, I don't know, I've been doing a lot of hidden spines lately, but this one was just, it was not having it. And so what we're doing now that all this is done, I really tried to save one signature to do it on camera, but there's so many videos out there. Even I have a video on a 3-hole pamphlet stitch. So I just put it together, made sure that all my little T there for top, I just made sure that they were all in correctly. And so I'm just gonna show you how I put this in. So it is still a little bit wet from the glue, and since it's a curved spine, when I originally made it, before I put this fabric on there, I tried to mold it into the shape that it needs to be. And actually we need to be holding it this way. So that way when I put it in there, it's going to be able to sit comfortably. So what I need to do is probably, and we'll do a flip through of this at a later date, but this is what I'm doing for the month of January for my 12 by 12 junk journal challenge. Because I actually have a couple of orders that need to be done. And I can't remember who it is, but somebody had suggested a finish it February, which I have so many unfinished projects that I will definitely be participating in that. It's been a very busy year for me, and so I was doing Darcy's December Daily and Defemorember in the same book, and I didn't get to finish either one of those just because life got a little crazy. And if you follow Darcy, see, she just had some surgery, so if you can send her some healing prayers, I'm sure she would appreciate it. And I'm not going to smush that out since it's not going to be seen, but I do need to make sure that I have it in the exact center, because otherwise this isn't going to close correctly. Okay, let me get the other side, because there's a little lip right there. Okay. And the spine itself that I made for this is still a little bit wet from the glue that I had to use to put on the fabric. So it looks like it's in the right spot. And I'm just going to use my bone folder to help the glue adhere a little bit. And we're going to go in between. Yeah, so the colors are yellow and blue. And these outer pages here, for those of you that haven't watched any of my videos before or are new and haven't followed me for a while, when I dye paper, which I do dye a lot of paper, I use baking paper to put it on to dry. And I've been doing a lot of dyed paper with RIT dye, and that's where this came from. So I reuse that paper until I absolutely can't use it anymore, because it's just getting too many colors where I don't, the colors that I don't want them to be. So when that happens, if they're just way too far gone, then I throw them out. But for the most part, I try and reuse them as pages in a journal. So that's that. And I'm not really sure. There we go. I'll probably end up fraying that a little bit more and cutting a little bit off. And so this needs to dry. And so I'm not going to be able to do the rest of the cover right now, but I'm just going to give you a little glimpse of what I'm thinking. So this here is recycled fabric. It's from a shirt that I love so much that I just wore it until I couldn't wear it anymore. And so because this is white, it's fuzzy. I wish you could feel it through the screen. It's very soft, kind of like velour, but it's not as the high. I don't know how to explain it. It's very soft, but it doesn't really go with this here. And I'm not really sure how I'm going to incorporate that, but I'm going to put that underneath because my where is it? Oh, here we go. Okay, so my idea is this is actually a piece of lace that actually it came from a dress that I got from Goodwill, and it was a beautiful dress, but I cut it up it had panels in it, and this panel went all the way down, and then there was a panel. It's not this material, but it was material that was in another panel, and then it would be a panel of this, and then a panel of the other material, and it went like that around the entire thing. And I loved it so much that I got it so I could cut it up. But it wouldn't have fit me anyway, and it was there for a week. So I saw it, and I said, if this is still here when I come back in a week, then I won't feel bad to buy it and cut it up. So I'm not sure. I'll probably end up coffee dyeing this. But this is kind of like the general idea of what I'll be doing. So I'll be able to hide that whiteness. And I might even have to go in with some oxide and like brown out the edges of the inside here. Because I want this to not be, because I didn't think about this until it was too late. Otherwise, I would have done that first and then put it under here. Because I don't know. I might even actually be able to still do that if push comes to shove on that. So to hide that thing there, and then I'm not sure. I have a whole bunch of this is so pretty. I don't really want to hide it, but I do have more of it. But my goal is to try and, not necessarily in this order or whatever, but my goal is to I have a ton of doilies, just find the ones that are going to match the best, right? So I might not even use this, and I might just give it back to them because this is really thick, and so it's kind of cumbersome. I actually wanted to use it as a page in here, but then it wouldn't have been enough room because it's, I don't know, at least a quarter of an inch, if not thicker. So that's what is going on with that. I still do need to trim a little bit, but this is just the beginning. The idea that I have for the top of this, which is not my idea, I think I saw Dragona from Sasebo do it, and one other person made dresses out of fabric. If I can find the original video that I found from Dragona at Sasebo, I will put that in the description box. And what it is she took like an image of a person. Was it a person? Or maybe, you know what? I really don't remember. But she took fabric and made dresses out of, Natasha from Treasure Books did the same thing. But I saw Sasebo's video first. So if I can find them both, I'll link them both in the description. But I wanted to make the front like a dress. And so because I have not plenty, but I still have most of this, and I think I have enough to be able to turn it into a dress, you know what I mean? And have like maybe a silhouette of the top part of a woman up here, and then, put this down here somehow. So I'm not really sure. I'm still working out the kinks in that, so I'll put this away. But since I didn't really know what to do while I was trying to figure out what to do with that, my craft room is a disaster. And so what I've been doing, okay, this is actually part of this here, so I'm just going to put this in here. What I've been doing is going through bin after bin after bin and just finding the little pieces of cast off papers. This actually was a frame, a picture frame. I think that was the top. And then these were the sides. And then I cut the bottom piece off, and that's actually pockets on a page in this journal here. But, you know, I just, all these little pieces of paper, you know, I can use all this for, you know, collage, which is what I was doing, actually. So let me put this stuff back in there. And because I was talking with somebody in a live chat, actually, and they were talking about collage papers, master boards, and what do you do with them. So in trying to figure out what I could do for this, I went through some tubs and I found all the tiny little pieces. Now, these pieces here are pages that are in this journal, which is why they're in there, because these are going to be cut up into tags and whatnot. But the reason I'm showing you this is so you know that just because the pieces of paper are small, like this little tiny piece here, it's maybe a little bit bigger than a 1x1 square. All you need to do is coffee dye those, and then you can cut them up, you know, put them down. This is manila file folder, or you can use cardstock. I actually do have cardstock that is a similar color. And then you can cut these up for journal cards, journal tags, pockets, belly bands, and ad infinitum. There's just so many things that you can do with the master board. So these will be in the future, or in a future video, right? Like, this is a guest check, and this piece here had gotten torn off. And so instead of throwing that away, I just put that in the pan with the coffee and, you know, put that down there. So I hope the rest of my day goes a little bit easier than what I've been doing right now, because this literally I was getting so frustrated, I just really wanted to walk away. But it's cold outside, and I have a lot of things to do, so I really need to stay in my studio here and just finish what needs to be done, because I have a lot of things to do. So you can join us in this challenge if you want to. If you do, just use this hashtag 12x12 Junk Journal Challenge 2025. And that way you can see all the other people that are doing this as well. So every month has a different person in it. And there is only 11. There was 12, but someone had to step out for, you know, personal reasons. But they're going to be hanging out and checking all of us out also. So I hope you do decide to join us and see what you come up with. So I hope everyone's having a crafty day, and stay tuned.